signal of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Top of the evening, my enlightened ones. How is everybody tonight? Hat for Winds here. I'm happy that you guys are all back and we're all hanging again. I got my shillelagh going on here. I got my little chapeau. I got my little hat, my little leprechaun hat. How is everybody tonight? I'll explain a few things of what's going on here. Let me get this out of my way. Just gonna sit back and take a puff off my pipe here. Now that's a pipe. Now the big question here is, what is Cat smoking? So how is everybody tonight? I'm so happy that you guys are here. We have Jasmine in here. Hello, Jazz. So Jasmine, Adam, Julie, as well as Michael are all my mods now. I forgot to put mods on my channel, so that's why we were getting bombarded last time. So hopefully we won't have that issue tonight with our tarot card reading. I also have set up over here. We are going to be doing a little spell tonight. Time to see if we can get some money rolling in. So why not? So back here, here we go again. Back, all right, over here, where you see my beautiful lights going on over here. Whoops, somebody's already saying hello. Did you see that? It already went up. Look, 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 look. It's right over here. It's coming in front of my face. Hello, my darlings. So anyway, Court of Madness, welcome, welcome. So it's going to be a fun night. So underneath where my lights are over here is actually a dish set up for leprechauns. There is fruit, there's bananas on there, there's seeds on there, there is a cup of tea that is on there for them as well. It kind of goes along with the spell that we're going to be doing here in a little bit. So I'm not redhead, sir. Dirty plunge. Okay. So everybody's doing well tonight, I hope. I'm so happy that you guys are here tonight. This is going to be a really fun class. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. So let me move my pipe out of my way. This is quite the pipe, huh? This pipe, actually, Sarah gave to me. It's quite, this is the Shire pipes. This is from The Hobbit. So that is actually a Hobbit pipe that is in there. And again, I'm not going to tell you what I was smoking out of it. I'm not. So this is going to be a great night tonight. So I do have candles over here as well with the fairies now, because I thought I would lighten it up a little bit so maybe you can see them coming and going a little bit easier. So this is going to be really exciting, guys. So let me just go down and make sure I haven't missed anybody. Got Sarah in here. I have Shane in here. Hi, Shane. We miss you. Michael, my buddy. So Mike, you're a mod here as well. So don't be afraid to ban anybody that comes in picking on my crap. So anyway, so this is going to be a lot of fun tonight. I plan on doing my little sinister cards here. We are going to be doing the fairy cards. I just finished making a box for them. We are going to be doing the fairy cards tonight that are in here. They're a little bit darker, so I thought that would be kind of, because leprechauns are all about mischief, so why not? So hello and welcome everybody. So glad you are here. So I'm just going to jump right in and get this going. So St. Patrick's Day, or the Feast of St. Patrick, the day of the Festival of Patrick, is a cultural and religious celebration held on the 17th of March, as we know. The traditional death date of St. Patrick, yes, he died on St. Patrick's Day in 385, or possibly 461, they're not sure. All right, the foremost patron saint of Ireland. St. Patrick's Day, let me get back to my banners over here. Geez, I'm being so rude. Okay, so here he is, sexy man, St. Patrick, here we are. St. Patrick's Day was made an official Christian feast day in the early 17th century and observed by the Catholic Church. The Anglican communion, yeah, especially the Church of Ireland, the Eastern Orthodox Church, and the Lutheran Church. The day commemorates St. Patrick and the arrival of Christianity into Ireland, and celebrates the heritage and culture of the Irish in general. Celebrations generally invoke public parades, festivals, and wearing the green attire, as well as the shamrocks. And as you'll see, I have on my face here the shamrock, which St. Patrick actually took it as being the sign of the Trinity of Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. So this trefoil, which is another name for clover, this trefoil actually stands for the Trinity of God. All right, so Christians who belonging to the denominations also attend church services, and historically, the Latin restrictions or eating and drinking alcohol were lifted for the day, which has encouraged and propagated the holiday's tradition of alcohol consumption. Yes, that green beer that we all love so well. Okay, jumping back over here. Hi, Jocelyn. My granddaughter's in here. Hi, Sweet Pea. Adam. Hi, Vincent. I didn't say hi to Vincent. Okay, going back to my banners here. Okay, so Saint Patrick, British Christian missionary and Bishop of Ireland, known as the Apostle of Ireland. He is the primary patron saint of Ireland. The other patron saint belonging to Bridget of Kildare. Yes, we remember our Bridget. Here she is. Sexy little mama. Here she is. Hi, you remember me. The fire that burned for many, 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 many years, 500 years. Okay, so we got Bridget going on over there. So these two kind of go together, but I'm not going to be talking about Bridget at all tonight. It's just going to be about St. Patrick because we already talked about Bridget. All right, struggling to teach the pagan Irish about Christianity. Now, you've heard the term of St. Patrick driving the snakes out of Ireland, but did he? Were there actually snakes in Ireland, or is that referring to paganism, driving out paganism by bringing in Christianity? That's my question for tonight. So let's learn about this and see where this goes. Struggling to teach the pagan Irish about Christianity, St. Patrick turned to nature to educate the Irish about the Holy Trinity. Says, by using a shamrock to demonstrate the symbolism of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Here we go. The shamrock became the symbol of St. Patrick, who later became the patron saint of Ireland. In 1681, people started pinning a shamrock to their clothes as they celebrated St. Patrick's Day, and the tradition is still carried out today, not just in Ireland, but it is done worldwide. I have my shamrock on my shirt, so I'm good. So that's kind of interesting. But I also wanted to point out, too, because it didn't mention this, but I was told by them to mention it. So the triquetra, this is the triquetra here. I bind onto myself today the strong name of the Trinity by invocation of the same, the 3 in 1 in the 1 in 3, okay? You don't know this, but I don't know if you can actually see it. I'm going to attempt to turn around here. But on the back, I have tattooed on the back of my neck is actually the Trinity sign. This is an actual entry point to go into your body that a spirit will attach to. This Trinity is actually protection. The circle around it is actually protection. So I had that done way back when I was first starting to practice being a white witch. A hedge witch is what I am. All right. So anyway, St. Patrick's Day is a public holiday in the Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, Canada, Providence, Newfoundland, and Labrador. Let's see here, the British Overseas Territory in Montserrat. It is also widely celebrated in the United Kingdom, Canada, as I said, while you're repeating, United States, Argentina, Australia, and New Zealand, especially amongst the Irish descendants. St. Patrick's Day is celebrated in more countries than any other national festival in the world. That's interesting. Nope, not gonna bark. Cat's scratching. Getting Sebastian's attention. Okay, let's see here. Modern celebrations have been greatly influenced by those of the Irish heritage, as I said, particularly those that developed in North America. However, there has been criticism of St. Patrick's Day celebrations for having become too commercialized from drunkenness and for fostering negative stereotypes of the Irish people. If you have to drink, bring your amethyst stone because the Greeks believed that this kept away drunkenness. I don't think it works, but we'll have to try sometime. I don't drink, so I don't know. Okay, so St. Patrick served as the High Bishop of all these words, Amag, and Primate of Ireland, and credits him for bringing Christianity to Ireland, converting the pagan society. He has been generally so regarded ever since, despite evidence of some earlier Christian presence in Ireland. How is everybody? I'm going to go over the chat because I'm being really rude. I tried. It doesn't work. Oh, you tried the amethyst, did you, Adam? The funny folk tales are so cute. Nacho, welcome, my dear. Just welcome. So glad to have you here with us. So, the trefoil, the clover. St. Patrick used three-leaf shamrock to explain the Holy Trinity, with one leaf representing the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, respectively. All right. We did that one already. Next one, Irish prayer. Arise today through the mighty strength, the invocation of the Trinity, through belief in the threeness, through the confessions of the oneness of the Creator of creation. That's deep. Okay. So, let's see here. So this was quite interesting about St. Patrick. He was born in Rome. He was born in Roman Britain in the late 4th century. He was kidnapped by Irish pirates. Arr, matey! And taken to Ireland as a slave. He escaped but returned about 432 CE to convert the Irish over to Christianity. Interesting. So at the age of 16, he was captured by the Irish pirates in the home Britain and taken to slave in Ireland, looking after the animals. He lived there for 6 years before escaping and returned to his family. After becoming cleric, he returned to Northern and Western Ireland. In later life, he served as a bishop, but little is known about the places that he worked. Interesting. By the time of his death on March 17th, 461, he had established monasteries, churches, and schools. Many legends grew up around him. For example, that he drove the snakes out of Ireland. This is tonight's question. And used the shamrock to explain the Trinity. Ireland came to celebrate his day with religious services and feasts. It was immigrants, particularly in the United States, who transformed St. Patrick's Day into largely secular holiday of Irish things that you see today. Cities with large numbers of Irish immigrants who often wielded political power staged the most extensive celebrations, which included elaborate parades. Boston held its first St. Patrick's Day parade in 1737. I thought that was interesting. Followed by New York in 1762. Since 1962, Chicago has colored its river green to mark the holiday. Although blue was the color traditionally, this was interesting, associated with St. Patrick, green is now commonly connected with the day. Irish and non-Irish alike commonly participate in the wearing of green, sporting an item of green clothing or a shamrock, or Irish national plant is lapel. And I have one here for you somewhere. Where are you? I know I put you in here. Give me a second. Okay. Oop. So anyway, so they would wear this plant on their lapel. I swear I put it in here. I must have taken it out. Let's see here. Oh, I did, because I had to put in the Blarney Stone. That's kind of important. Yeah, my apologies. I took it out like a bonehead. So anyway, so let's go over a few symbols. Here we go. The boot, the pot of gold, the shamrock, the pipe, cat's pipe, beer, flag, Celtic cross, Irish coffee, the harp, the candle, leprechaun, and Irish people of old. So you've heard the term Kiss me, I'm Irish, which is supposed to bring along good luck. Now, this term actually comes from kissing the Blarney Stone. Here's the Blarney Stone. They're kissing it, and wait till you see where they're kissing it. All right, so the Blarney Stone is located here at the top of Blarney Castle. Okay, that's why he's holding on to her, because she's actually leaning over that open space there where she can actually fall to her death. Splat. Anyway, so this is the Blarney Stone at the top of Blarney Castle, and they say that if you kiss this stone, you have impeccable good luck. But if by chance you cannot get to Ireland to kiss the Blarney Stone, kiss me, I'm Irish. So they say kiss an Irish person. It's kind of like kissing the Blarney Stone. So I thought that was kind of interesting. How do people know when it was BCE? Before Christ. Before Christ. So if anybody was born before the birth of Christ, that's what that means, Jocelyn. So I'm going to go back over my banners here. Okay, so corned beef. Yes, and I want some. And cabbage are associated with the holiday, even beer, and sometimes green to celebrate the day. Although some of these practices eventually were adopted by the Irish themselves, they did not so largely for the benefit of the tourist. Okay. Symbols of St. Patrick's Day. The leprechaun is a small Irish fairy. He's dressed like a shoemaker with pointed shoes and hat. He also wears a leather apron. Leprechauns are unfriendly. They're not. That's not true. Little men who live alone in the forest, they're unfriendly because they don't have female leprechauns, spending all of their time making shoes and guarding their treasures. If you catch a leprechaun, you can bully him into telling you where his treasure is, but he's sure not to let him out of your sight or even blink, for they are very quick and they will disappear. They're good little tricksters. So, let's see here. Did I do this one? Yay! So, St. Patrick, I arise today through God's strength to pilot me, God's might to uphold me, God's eye to look before me, God's ear to hear me, God's word to speak of me, God's hand to guard me, God's way to lie before me, God's shield to protect me, God's host to save me from snares of the devil, temptations, and everyone who desires me ill will. Amen to that. So in the church, there's many churches that are actually called St. Bridget and St. Patrick churches. This is one of them. Like I said, they hang out together. Yes, we do. We hang out together. Okay, sorry. Now question what was in that pipe. Driving out the snakes. Patrick was born in Britain to a Romanized family. Age of 16, he was torn by Irish raiders, as we spoke of, from the villa of his father. Calpurnius, a deacon and minor local official, carried into slavery into Ireland. He spent 6 bleak years there as a herdsman, during which he turned with beliefs to his faith, up dreaming that the ship in which he was to escape was ready. He fled his master and found passage to Britain. There he came near to starvation and suffered a second brief captivity before he was reunited with his family. Therefore, he may have paid a short visit to the continent. So I thought that was interesting. This is actually his burial site here. That is his headstone right there that you're looking at. He is actually underneath that huge slab right there. So that's where he's hanging out. So another thing that's associated with St. Patrick's Day is the pipe, as you saw me, the Erin go bragh. That means Ireland forever. May your pipe be full and your fire be bright. May good luck pursue you each bowl each night. It does. Wow. Okay, comments. Hi, Michael. So St. Patrick cleansed the Emerald Isle of evil by shooing every legless reptile he could find into the ocean. Serpents are a symbol of the devil. Yes, and I believe he felt that paganism and Druidism was actually a form of dealing with demons and devils, and so that's my question. Because if you think about it, okay, let's go back to the Ice Age. Okay. And then everything melts, and Ireland is where it is. That water is so cold, there's no snakes getting to that Ireland island. Okay. So the odds of snakes being on the island are pretty, yeah. So I believe, Mike, yes, I do believe that this pertains to driving out the serpents because they are referred to as snakes. Absolutely. Um, let's see here. So after his brief 6-year encounter as a slave, the best known passage of Confessio tells of a dream. He actually wrote a book called the Confessio. Tells of a dream after his return to Britain in which one Victorious delivered him a letter headed "The Voice of Irish." As he read, it seemed to hear a certain company of Irish beseeching him to walk once more among them. Deeply moved, he says, I could not read any more. Nevertheless, because of the shortcomings of his education, he was reluctant for a long time to respond to the call. Even on the eve of re-embarking for Ireland, he was beset by his doubts and his fitness for the task at hand. Once in the field, however, his hesitations vanished. Utterly confident in the Lord, he journeyed far and wide, baptizing and confirming um, with untiring zeal. In diplomatic fashion, he brought gifts to the kinglet here and the lawgiver there, but accepted none from any. On at least one occasion, he was cast into chains. On another, he was addressed with lyrical pathos, a last farewell to his converts who had been slain or kidnapped by the soldiers of Coroticus. Okay, so the Roman emperor. Okay, so we're going to be doing that. All right, I'm just trying to. All right, so careful to deal with Fairy with the non-Christian Irish. He nevertheless lived in constant danger of martyrdom. Martyrdom is where you die for your belief in your faith. The evocation of such incidents is what he called labyrinth. Oh my God, episcopate. Wow, was his reply to a charge, to his great grief, endorsed by his superiors in Britain, that he had originally sought office for sake of office. In point of fact, he was at most humble-minded in pouring forth gratitude and thanks to his Maker for having chosen him as the instrument whereby multitudes have become to worship him, and idols of unclean things had become the people of God. See? The idols of unclean things. And in that, just in that statement alone, the snakes were people of sin, is what they're talking about here. Interesting. It is not possible to say with any assurance when Patrick was born. There are, however, a number of pointers to his missionary career having lain with the second half of the 5th century. In the Coroticus letter, his mention of the Franks as still heathen, see, heathen, that's another word for evil, indicates that the letter must have been written between 451, the date generally accepted at the Franks' eruption into Gaul as father of the Summer River, and 496 when they were baptized. Patrick, who speaks of himself as having evangelized heathens in Ireland. So, my question again, is he talking about snakes or is he talking about heathens? So, anyway, so the legends, snakes, here we go. I'm going to skip over to this and then we're going to do a little spell for ourselves. Okay. So before the end of the 7th century, Patrick had become a legendary figure, and the legends have continued to grow. One of these would have it that he drove the snakes out of Ireland into the sea to their destruction. The legend states that the venomous snakes attacked St. Patrick while he was undertaking a 40-day fast on top of a hill. He was meditating and fasting. A frustrated Patrick chased all the snakes, and they were never returned to Ireland. However, there is no evidence that were ever any snakes on Ireland after the Ice Age. And historians believe that the snakes are a metaphor for pre-Christian druids, paganism, And St. Patrick is said to have driven out when he brought modern religion to the country. Snakes is a euphemism for paganism. Yes, Patrick himself wrote that he raised people from the dead. Necromancy. Okay. In the 12th century, places a number at 33 men. So he believed, he stated that he's raised 33 men from the dead, a few of which who have been died, for many had been died. Wow. Why was she smoking in that pipe? Okay. Many men that have been deceased for many years. So I thought that was interesting. So I would think that the decay, and back then, I'm sure they didn't embalm bodies and stuff. So I don't think these people would have smelled too good. He also reportedly prayed for the provision of food for hungry sailors traveling by land through desolate area, and a herd of swine miraculously appeared to feed the men. Another legend, probably the most popular, is that the shamrock, which has with him, explains the concept of the Holy Trinity, three persons in one God. Think of God as forms of, let's take it to a science level. God is ice. Another form of God would be the gas, which would be the vapor when it goes up. Another form of God would be the liquid in another state of form. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of a euphemism. All right. To an unbeliever, by showing him the three-leaved plant with one stalk. Traditionally, Irishmen have worn shamrocks, the national flower of Ireland, in their lapels since St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. From the moment that he died on March 17th, they started wearing those shamrocks. Over here, over here. I don't know which way I'm going anymore. I reverted my camera back and I didn't pay attention. St. Patrick, for example, is the patron saint of Ireland because he is credited with bringing Christianity to the Irish people. In Roman Catholicism, a person often elects a person patron saint during their confirmation. Excuse me. In some cultures, national or local gods are equivalent to patron saints. By the time of the death of St. Patrick had created roughly, listen to this, I'll show you his little grave again. By the time of his death, he roughly created 300 churches in Ireland and converted more than 120,000 people to Christianity. The damn heathens. It's crazy. Anyway, so I just thought that was interesting. So yes, they do have St. Patrick's Day cards. These are vintage cards here that you may be wondering at. Okay, so I have pretty well blown through my banners, except this one. Prayer for faithful St. Patrick. May the strength of God guide us. May the power of God preserve us. Did I read this already in another form? I think I put it on here twice. What the heck? May the wisdom of God instruct us. May the hand of God protect us. May the way of God direct us. May the shield of God defend us. May the angels of God guard us against snares of the evil one. May Christ be with us. May Christ be before us. May Christ be in us. Christ be over all this day, O Lord, and forevermore. Amen. Okay, so what we're doing tonight here, the leprechaun spell. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I have to set up my sacred circle. So I'm going to jump over to comments before I start this. Let's see. How is everybody doing tonight? Everybody good? So what is your take on St. Patrick? Was it snakes he drove out, or did he drive out paganism and druidism? That's my question to you guys. I'm leaving that out there for you. So when I show you, I'm going to move my camera so you can actually see what I got going on over here. Okay, I have done a few steps in the love potion number 9. No, actually, the money, the money spell here that we're going to be doing tonight. So I'm going to be showing that, but something just went up. That was interesting. So, all right, so let me just call my. You always set up a safety circle first. Gotta have that sacred space. So, I conjure thee by dragon power. A circle now around me stand. A boundary lines between gods and man. Once around, I trace the path. Twice around, it turns to flame. 3 times around, a wall of fire. Within this realm, I will remain. This ground is sacred, consecrated. As above from crown to heaven, As below it is revealed, crystal fortress bound around me. By my words, the circle is sealed. Okay, so now we're ready to go. I'm going to turn my camera over here and see if I can do it gracefully without knocking stuff over. And probably not. Okay. Might not work. There we go. Okay, there we go. So what I've done here, I've actually already gone ahead and dressed the candle. We're going to read the thing. I have iron pyrite in here, which is actually fool's gold. It's going on in here. I also have all my 4-leaf clovers everywhere. So they're surrounding the dish to bring in. This is the oil that I actually made. That is, I anointed the candle with. I start at the middle and I anoint to the top. I start at the middle and anoint to the bottom of the candle. So this is my good luck oil, okay? So let me pull this up and you guys can, oh, actually, you know what? If I pull it up, you guys can't watch. So never mind. All right. So on St. Patrick's Day, fill a small glass jar with water and put in some food coloring, which I did already. It's green. Okay, and I'm not going to drink it. Okay, and then it says swirl it 3 times after you drop the coin in. Let's go away. There we go. So this is my coin. I'm just using a regular quarter. I'm going to drop it in. Okay, we're going to swirl it 3 times. That's what the athame for. This is how I ruin my blades. 1, 2, 3. You want to do it clockwise. Okay, clockwise is always building. Counterclockwise is always taking down. Okay, so, all right. So now I want to place this back over here behind the candle. Okay. All right. A leprechaun, I call you forth by the earthly powers of the north. Follow the rainbow and come to me. A leprechaun, hear me, hear my plea. Now we're going to light the candle. That has been inscribed with the Irish Claddagh. I have done that. The Irish Claddagh, it's a heart with like angel wings coming off the side of it, and it's got a crown on the top of it. I have done that already. Okay. And anoint with basil. Now, I want to point this out. I did not have basil, but I did use rosemary. You can substitute herbs if you don't have that, just as you can substitute crystals. And you can also add, remember, Hecate told me to add my skin, my snake skin, to add to my magic to make it more potent and more powerful. So why not? So I actually have broken off pieces of the snake skin. It's actually in the jar here, as well. It's also anointed in the oil that I actually put on the candle itself as well. Okay, place the candle in front of the green water glass. Sprinkle basil leaves around it, which I'm actually using clover. Or if you can, use shamrock leaves in a circle around the candle and the glass and chant. Okay, so I'm going to light the candle now. Candle flame in herbs of power. Wealth and luck now will you shower, bringing me all that I desire. The magic grows within the fire. So what you want to do now at this point is I want to put my intent. Now my intent isn't about seeing me getting money. My intent is to see me with the money now. Okay, it's called quantum leaping. I'm bringing my emotion that I want with getting money into the here and now. So what we need to do here is I'm going to let that burn for a second. We're going to take a puff off the old pipe here. I use smoke in rituals and in magic, so forgive me for doing this. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting my intent and seeing and open myself up to receive anything that's coming my way. There actually is, that's disgusting, hair. Yes, I have to put something that has not my DNA, but has my energy on it, as well as my hair is also in the jar as well. So that's kind of crazy. So anyway, so I know it sounds disgusting, but I've been doing this for 30 years and there isn't anything basically I haven't done yet. Okay. So anyway, so that's going to go. I have my Lumerian stone here. I have my snake skin here. I'm just going to put back over here. I'm going to leave I have all my crystals pointing to this. I call forth my leprechauns. You know that you're welcome here anytime. Please come on in. I have gifts for you in the back there. Okay. So, kind of crazy. Burn your hair. So, I have people that watch me and their spouses won't let them watch me anymore. Another great thing that you can do too, and I love working with candles because you can put your intent into them so easily. You can take a pen and inscribe what you want on the side of the candle. For instance, if you want money to come in your life, you would use the herb mint. You would use cinnamon. And in fact, I don't know if you can actually kind of does my. So basically, and it's funny because you know what? I'm going to pull Bridget over to this because remember, Bridget is the one that invented what? Wishing wells. So we're going to put Bridget actually kind of on top of this and not catch her on fire, hopefully. So we're going to actually bring a little Bridget into this too. So for right now, I'm going to get my cards. I'm going to go over the comments first, and I do have my cards tonight. I like my other witch cards better. I can do better readings with the witch cards just because I've worked with them longer. I have more experience with them and I know the cards better. This is how tarot works. You get the cards, you get the book. You read the book, you learn the cards, and then when the cards start speaking to you and it's different from the book, you throw away the book and you start listening to what you're getting. That's just how tarot cards read and work. So that's quite interesting. So let's get this rolling. I'm going to open this box up. Put you guys down here. Bye bye. Let's see. I got my athame over here. Look, there's even a triquetra on my athame. Do you see that? On my triquetra. All right. So I'm going to move that out of the way. We're going to, so my cards actually sit on top of, like I said, this is a psychic herb bag. I use it to season my cards and to keep that frequency of the psychicness in the card. Is that a word? I don't think so. All right. So let me go over here. I'm going to place the cards down. And I think we're going to start with Court of Madness. Would you like to go first, my dear? Put a question into the cards. Oh, somebody just came through. Hello. I'm going to take a sip off my orange juice. I agree with that, Court of Madness. That's the beauty part about. Careful. We have newlyweds in here. Wow. This is the card that Adam kept getting last time. The Woodwoos. All right, so this card, the Woodwoos, tells you that you're spending too much time inside. You're not spending enough time out in nature. You're not reconnecting with nature. This can also tell you, too, that this card can usually come up after you've had a sickness. Say if you maybe just got over COVID and you're still kind of recuperating and stuff. He's telling you to get out and get into nature because nature heals us. So that's what that card stands for. Yes, Adams. Court of Madness is getting your cards. Court of Madness. I'm gonna do 2 cards per person, okay? So that way I can see a little bit more of the story that's going on. Oh, that card almost. You know what? I'm gonna keep going because if that card was meant for Court of Madness, it will come back. I promise. But it's cold. That's how I feel. I gotcha. Another thing that you can do though too is go to a tanning salon. Believe it or not, just getting under those lights for 10 minutes really makes a difference and helps. It really does. Grounding and centering yourself. Meditations are amazing. That's what I was going to say, Adam. I said, be careful. We got newlyweds in here. All right. So I'm going to shuffle a couple more times. If it doesn't fall, I'm going to pick it. Okay. Come on. Last time. All right. So we're just going to cut the deck at this point. All right. So you have the Luna She, which this symbolizes he's writing a book here, if you look, and he's thinking about a fairy. He's dreaming about a fairy. So this card actually represents that maybe a relationship that you're in that you've kind of put up on a pedestal and you made it grand in your head isn't so grand. You made it more of a fairy tale in your head, but reality to it is kind of like a false relationship. So that's what that card represents. So again, I don't like using these cards all too much because mostly they're negative. Okay, so let's go with Jasmine. Jasmine, put your thoughts into the card there, dear. Like I said, I'm a lot better with the other cards. I don't use these so much. I don't have a lot of experience with these cards. I do know what they mean, but Jasmine, you ready? I'm going. Oh, it went. Ooh, we have the unseelie court, Jasmine. Okay. So, like I said, you have the Sealy court, which is good, and you have the unseelie court, not so good. All right, so the unseelie court represents deceit, someone being deceitful towards you, not looking out for your better interest, kind of telling you to watch your back. Keep keep your little antennae up there and just don't be oblivious, like the wolf in sheep's clothing type of thing. So this is telling you that someone's trying to deceive you or presenting themselves differently than what they should be presenting themselves after, not saying the truth. So basically that's what that card stands for. All right, one more, Jasmine. Jasmine says, say why I like using these cards. They're so happy-go-lucky. Okay, well, there we go. Hey. So then we have the Samhain card. Okay, the Samhain is the witch's New Year's, which is new beginnings. So this one's telling you kind of watch your back and that someone's deceiving you, but yet there's new beginnings and there's new wonderful things coming your way, and celebration wise. So I'm going to go as far as saying fall. Fall is when this card's actually going to come into play. So that's quite interesting. So basically, just someone may be deceiving you. You're not being told the truth about something. And also to a festival in fall, September, October is when that's going to happen. So those are your cards there. Jasmine? All right. Let's do Shane because I left him for last. Shane, do the cards. Put your energy into the cards. Be one with the cards. Okay, I'm shuffling. Here we go, Shane. Not the boogeyman. I hope the boogeyman doesn't come out. Someone's going to deceive you in the fall. No, the fall is going to be a time of celebration and new beginnings, honey. They're telling you that you're being deceived now. Okay, Shane. Schnoozles. Oh, he almost fell out. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Oh, you get the Selkie. So again, the Selkie kind of represents being comfortable in your own skin. I can tell you a story of the Selkie. There was a Selkie, and a fisherman caught her in his net. Did you see that? Look, is that dust? It's got to be dust. A fisherman caught the Selkie in his net, and he took her home and took away her skin. They took away her skin, her seal skin, and forced her to marry him and have children with him. Well, many, many years passed. The children were probably about 8 or 9 years old, and she was home alone with the children, and she was actually playing a game of hide and seek with the children. And the children came down from the attic holding something in their hand, asking her, what it was, and she instantly realized it was her seal skin, and she grabbed it and went back to the sea, never to be returned again. So this Selkie card is telling me you need to find a way to be comfortable in your skin, to be comfortable with who you are, and into it's more of a self-love card is what I'm getting off of this, Shane. Okay, so let's do one more for Shinunu. I'm gonna cut if you don't do it. It's like the first card wants to fall out, but the second card is making me work for it. Ditch the family, or it's saying ditch the family. All right, we're just gonna cut the card there, Shane, because we're on a time limit here. All right, so you got Beltane again. All right, so this is interesting because this is telling you to be comfortable in your skin, and then this is new beginnings. This is showing that there's new things coming into your future that's going to make you more comfortable in your skin, if you understand that. And I'm just going to leave it at that, Shane, okay? So let's go on to Vincent. Vincent, put your thoughts into the cards. Again, Court of Madness, don't take this card reading. This is just to have fun right now. Don't take anything I'm saying to heart here. Like I said, these cards I'm not so comfortable with reading as I am my other cards. My other cards, I know them in and out, and I know the feelings and the frequencies that come off of them. So don't, please, I don't, and this is why I don't like to use these cards, is because they can be pessimistic, and I don't want to leave anybody from this class feeling like, oh, I got a cloud hanging over my head. I don't want that. This is just for fun, guys. So whatever comes out tonight, it's fun, okay? Nothing more, okay? If you want a more exclusive reading, I'll pull out my other cards and we'll do it that way. Because, like I said, these aren't. So, Vincent, I am shuffling. I just don't want, oops, look at that. The mermaid. Okay, I'm going to take that as Vincent's card. Huh. Jack Frost. Now, this is interesting because Jack Frost represents something different in the deck, and I'm not getting that for you, Vincent. I'm getting, this is emotional. This is you dealing in burying feelings inside yourself that need to come to the surface. You can't keep burying because you're going to end up giving yourself an ulcer, man. This is what I'm feeling off of this card. If this makes sense to you, you're making your stomach sick, if that makes sense. So this to me is telling me that you need to let your emotions come to the surface. You need to get more spiritual as far as healing yourself. You need to heal, man. I can't wait for you guys to come and see me because I can help you guys so much with Reiki and everything else. But again, this is you dealing with your feelings, and you're putting them into your heart, and it's like becoming frozen, if that makes sense. It's like your heart's hardening because of situations you're trying to deal with, but you don't want to deal with because you're worried about hurting people's feelings and so forth, if that makes sense. Okay, let's go and do a next card. Yeah, if I touch on a nerve with anybody tonight, please, I get these cards all mishmashed everywhere. This happens to me every time. Now, this is funny because I'm going to take the knocker. These were all upside down. So, okay. Wow. Maybe I need another puff off that pipe. Okay. So the knocker, that's actually a good card, Vincent. The knocker, the Tommy knockers are actually, remember Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? The Seven Dwarfs were Tommy knockers. They are the ones that go and mine jewels from the center of the earth and they bring them up to the surface. Crystals, Tommy knockers bring up crystals and so forth and so on. A Tommy knocker brings in good finances, if that makes sense to you. Maybe a decision that you're sitting on. It's telling you that it's going to be a good move, that it's a good financial decision to make. So anyway, so that's the 2 cards. Deal with your emotions better, and your finances are going to come in. That's going to be a better situation for you here. That's what those 2 cards represent. Okie dokie. All right, Adam. I asked him if it made sense, and he told me to go away. I'm sorry, Vincent. If I sorry, my apologies. I don't want to upset anybody. I mean, I probably should go outside more. Okay. I didn't mean to. Did I pop that up there? Sorry about that. I hit a button. Okay, Adam. I hope I didn't cause any discord there. My apologies. Okay, Adam. I think we all need to go outside more. I'm just throwing cards everywhere. You got the fire, the fairy horse, the kelpie. This symbolizes voyage. This symbolizes you're going somewhere. You're moving. You're not moving, but you're planning on traveling. That's what that card represents, and it's telling you that it's a good time to travel, Adam. Come see us. Okay. Damn, why is it me? Am I stoned? Is that what's going on here? It's all municipal. It's okay. All right. Sorry. Maybe it's sage in the pipe. Maybe tobacco. Who knows? Only Cat knows and the angels. It's God-given. It's okay. All right, Adam. Let's find you another card, shall we? He's traveling. He's traveling with the lady in white. That can't be good. I'm just kidding. Actually, the lady in white, she heralds kind of a hauntingness to her. Again, it's not a negative card. It's kind of a neutral card. She just heralds that dream state. Pay attention to your dreams. You're getting messages in your dream state. And pay attention to them more. Keeping a dream journal is another lovely way to take care of that. I don't know. Are you stoned? She wishes she could stoned up catnip. Okay, moving on. So basically, what I'm seeing here is that you're traveling, and this one's telling you basically to pay attention to your dreams because you're getting fed a lot of material and great knowledge in your dreams. So it's great if you can get in the habit of like writing that down. So that would be awesome. Okay, Court of Madness. We did you already, right? We did you, right? You needed to go outside more. Sarah! Let's do you, child. Okay. Sarah. We don't know what she has in that pipe. Nothing in that pipe now. I smoked it all. Okay, Sarah, let's go. Whoops. We almost got the whole deck there. What I was discussing with Sarah is maybe like one Sunday a month, I'm going to have just an open thing, and it's not about learning anything. It's going to be just doing card readings for you guys. Would you guys like something like that? I used to have this dream of me and my loved one standing near a window, hugging, waiting for a ball of fire to come. I think it was an asteroid. Oh, geez. Huh. It could be a possible, you never know when past life stuff, because they say that our fears in this life come from a past life experience, so that's kind of crazy. So anyway, Sarah, you got King Finvara. King Finvara represents law matters, having to do legal matters, going to court, but it's in your favor. You would actually win. I actually got this card the night before I won my court case, so this is a good card to get. So, but again, if it's not court related, it can also be the right to the wrong. It could be the yin to the yang. It could be that balance, that karmic balance that, you've been dealt a crappy card and he's telling you that the balance is going to come back in your favor. He's handsome. It's the goatee, I think. So, while I'm waiting for another card to fall, Ostara is next week's class. We're missing it, I believe, by 2 days as the spring equinox, but that's okay because Ostara also it has to do with Easter, and that's before Easter, so it works out. So I hope you guys are cool with that. So next week is about Easter. Drowning, suffocating, choking, yeah. Yeah, I think I've had many breathing issues. Still do. Okay, Sarah, I'm cutting the cards. They're not dropping. All right, Sarah. Oh, she got the changeling. We all know about that changeling, don't we? So the changeling, it's believed that if your child is newborn, that the fairies, the unseelie court, will come in. Not the good fairies can come in and take your baby. They say to actually keep bay leaves under the crib of a newborn baby. The bay leaves keep things at bay. So anyway, keeps things from coming in and changing out the baby. So what they do is they come in and they make a golem out of sticks, stones, rock, mud, whatever, and they put it in the crib and put magic on it so it moves and it looks like your baby for about 3 days, and then it starts to die off. You think you've died, your baby's died, and you've buried your baby when your baby's actually being raised by the fairies in the fairyland. So the changeling card tells us, again, this is another deceptive card, that something that you might believe is right is actually, it's not right, it's wrong. So so if there's something that you're thinking about indulging in, or maybe a new job or something else that you plan on doing, it's telling you, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, this has to do with the doll upstairs. They just told this to me in your head. This is the changeling card. This has to do with the girl doll you caught in the video. She presents herself as a child. She is not a child. She's actually a demonic entity, and that's what they just told me that. I was reading that card. That is nuts. So this has to pertain to the lovely lady that's been following us around the house, Sarah. There's your changeling. Wow. They just said that to me as I was just trying to read that to you. That's nuts. Okay. Jocelyn, give it a go, Joe. I don't know. Is Julie still here? Julie, you sleeping? Mike's still here? Mike, you sleeping? Just drop your names down below so I can see. It's easier for me to see the names and have to go all the way back up through the chat. Okay, Jocelyn, put a thought into the cards, and whatever Grammy has to tell you, just take it as a joke, please. Welcome, Chris. Good to see you. Jocelyn. Okay, Jocelyn, we're going to cut them. They're taking too long. Yeah. Ooh, look what she got. She got the leprechaun. So the leprechaun's actually good. The leprechaun actually can mean money, 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 money coming your way. That's one thing that the leprechaun actually can bring in. It means good wishes. It means good luck is coming your way. So that's a great card to get there, Jocelyn. So that's a good one for you. Let's do one more for you, Sweet Pea. How is Chris tonight? I'm so happy that you made it. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Top of the evening. Welcome, my lassies and lads. Okay, so we're going to cut the cards again. Oh, okay. Puka. This, again, not a great card. Being puka ridden, okay? If you're ever walking in the woods and you see lights that start shining through the woods, don't follow them. Do not go. What they do is they'll get you lost in the woods. Or if you ever see a horse in the woods, don't climb on its back. It's called being puka ridden. It will take you off and you will never be seen again. So, but Jocelyn. That's not what that card means for you, okay? What the puka means in this case is it's just telling you to be leery of strangers. Stay away from me, okay? Be leery of strangers. Don't trust anybody from, judging them like a book from its cover. Know the person inside and out before you go anywhere and do anything with them. So this is just telling you, it's just forewarning to not everybody is out for your better interest. So that's what that stands for, Jocelyn, okay? Maybe they'll take you somewhere better. That's funny. Okay, hey, Chris, let's give it a go. Put your thoughts into the cards. We're just having fun tonight. These aren't my real cards that I use. I do have a really crazy deck, and I'm going to be using it next week. If I can find it. Oh, you know what? I think I left it in the other room. Anyway, it's the Light Workers deck, and I think we're going to use that next week because it's all about in bulk, the sun coming back into play, that balance and everything. So I think we're going to be using light working cards next week. So I've never used those before, so those should be interesting. But they're positive cards. Okay, Chris, I'm going to get a card on you, my friend. Whoop, there he goes. Oh, you had her before, if I remember right, Queen Mab. Queen Mab is awesome. She means that something that you've wished for is going to come to be. She actually works with you in dream state when you're sleeping. So she actually makes your dreams come true. So that's a great card to get there, Chris. We'll do one more for Chris. Whoa. Hey, we haven't had this one before. This is the Habitrope. Okay, you've heard of Sleeping Beauty and how she had to spin the hay into gold. That's what a Habitroll does. The Habitroll, that Rumpelstiltskin that came to help her to weave the hay into gold was a Habitroll. Okay, they have gifts, they have magic. So when the Habitroll actually presents itself in the card, and it's kind of funny too here, if you can see it's got a hagstone, a stone with a natural hole through it. I have one right here. It's a stone with a natural hole through it. That's a hagstone. They say that if you look through a hagstone as it goes into evening from daytime, you can see into the fairy realm. But anyway, so she actually heralds in, she actually means that there's money that's going to be coming to you, or good fortune is going to be coming your way. Or it can also mean too that something that may be devastating in your life right now that's really making you nervous and worry about it is going to be woven out, and it's going to work itself out, and not to give all that emotion to worrying about the issue that's at hand. So that's what that stands for. Okay, Penny, welcome, Penny. Perfect timing. Penny, put your thoughts into the cards and let's do a reading on you, girlfriend. And then Michael's next. Michael, I get you next, okay? I promise. You're most welcome, Chris. Penny. All right, you got the Sea Mother. The Sea Mother is very good. She's the one that puts all the fish into the ocean. She's the one, I think it's that Greek goddess there, Meneses, I think her name, the one that couldn't stop having all the babies. Anyway, so no, the Sea Mother represents nurturing, represents love in the household. It represents that feeling comfortable, feeling safe in an environment and something that you haven't felt for a long time. That's what's going to happen. So that's your first card. So that's a good one. So the Sea Mother is very good. She's very nurturing. She also represents fertility too as well. But in this case, I'm getting off of her. I'm actually getting more of home and hearth. And that's funny because the next card you got is the Fire Drake. The Fire Drake has to do with home and hearth. That's exactly what he is. Those two dragons, my Sid and Id, Sydney, okay, my two dragons that sit on my shoulders, that's what these are. They are Fire Drakes. Okay, Fire Drakes represent, again, everything's in order in your household, everything's comfort, it represents hearth, it represents food, it represents family and love, and that's what you're surrounded by. So these are two really great cards there, Penny. Michael! Miguel! My buddy! Where are ya? You're most welcome, Penny. Mike, put your thoughts into the card. He'll probably get the death card. And getting to remember, people when they get the death card and tarot cards, oh my God, I'm going to die. That's not what it means. It represents new beginnings. It represents that a spiritual death, maybe that you're going through a life cycle in your life that's coming to an end. So any struggling or anything is telling you that it's coming to an end. Michael, wow, okay, you got two cards right off the bat. That's kind of crazy. All right, you got the mermaid. It's funny because you wanted to fall out earlier. And you got Morgan Le Fay. Okay. So, Morgan Le Fay is holding Excalibur here. Okay. And she is actually the sister to King Arthur. Okay. Morgan Le Fay is a sister to King Arthur. And she's holding the sword. She gained the sword after King Arthur died. Also, too, there's also another card in here called the Lady of the Lake, who also owns Excalibur as well, okay? And I believe it's when Morgan Le Fay died that she threw the sword into the lake, and then the Lady of the Lake took it over. So she heralds in good fortune, good wishes, good health. So that's a really good card coming into play here. Again, it's kind of like a new beginning card. And the mermaid, this is all emotion right here, Michael. This is all your emotion right here. I'm getting, just as our emotion, it flows, this ebb and the tides come in and out. So do our emotions, okay? And this is, I still see sorrow. I still see sadness here, but I see that it's being lifted because this card actually fell out before this card did. And this is kind of like the past tense card, like where you were a couple months ago. And this is you kind of stepping out into the light, if that makes sense to you. Okay, that's what these cards represent to me, Michael. Okie dokie. All right, anybody else? Did I miss anybody else? Say so, because I'm going to pick it up. I don't know. Is Julie, is Carrie actually in here? Because I know she doesn't sign on to the channel, so I don't know. Because I can do one for Carrie if she's in here. Anyway, so I'm going to pop up here for being rude. Hello. Hello. So again, these aren't my favorite cards. I just kind of like to... Now, what I was actually thinking that would be interesting to do is use two decks some nights and to get a really drawn out reading of the cards. I thought that would be a fun thing to do. And that's why I was talking about possibly setting up a Sunday, maybe once a month I'll get on here and it's just us talking and me reading cards and answering any questions that you guys have. Because I don't, when I'm teaching classes, I don't have a lot of time to sit here and talk with you guys. And I love talking with you guys. You guys make me sparkle. And I hope I kind of make you sparkle a little bit too. So you guys mean the world to me, and I love spending time with you. So that would be amazing if we could do that. So just let me know if that'd be something that you guys would be interested in doing. Next week, as I said, it is Ostara next week, which is Ostara is a goddess. In fact, the word Easter comes from Ostara, and I'll explain that to you next week. Represents fertility, the rabbit, and I get some cool stories about the rabbit and why the rabbit is represents not just for fertility wise, but represents spring and so forth. So I really thank you guys all for coming here. I'm going to let my candle continue to burn here and see if I can get a little bit more luck coming our way here. But I did put the snake skin in there, so I'm interested. I did what Hecate asked me to do. So That's pretty crazy. So I hope you guys had an interesting night and you got to learn about a little bit about St. Patrick. And let's see here, happy St. Patrick's Day. We must say that. So again, I hope to see you guys next week. It's going to be a fun class next week. And I believe after that one, it may be Yggdrasil, the Tree of Life. That's going to be a really fun class, because I'm going to blow your mind with some of the information I'm going to tell you about Yggdrasil. So anyway, I thank you all for being here tonight. Much love and light. And remember, guys, you keep shining that light. Shine, 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 everybody.